The paradox of discomfort in crowds. Not everyone thrives in the chaos of social gatherings. Some recoil, feeling suffocated by the noise and the overwhelming presence of strangers. This isn't mere preference, it's a visceral response. The discomfort runs deeper than dislike. It's a rejection of societal norms that demand participation. As the crowd swells, anxiety intensifies. Each face becomes a threat, each laugh a reminder of isolation. Those who avoid crowds are often painted as antisocial, yet they navigate a reality where overstimulation breeds chaos in their minds. They are not indifferent. They are hyper-aware, battling an internal storm, while others revel in the frenzy. The truth is unsettling. The more they withdraw, the more society pushes them away. This cycle tightens, creating a rift that feels insurmountable. The future looms dark, where isolation becomes the only refuge. What happens when the walls close in, and the outside world becomes too unbearable to face? The biology of overstimulation, crowded places trigger a primal response. The body reacts violently to sensory overload. Heart races, breathing quickens. This isn't just discomfort, it's a survival instinct. For some, the chaos of a crowd feels like a threat. The lights, the noise, the sheer mass of bodies, each element screams danger. But why do some thrive in this chaos while others crumble? It's not just preference, it's biology. Those with heightened sensitivity experience a deluge of stimuli. Their nervous systems overload, pushing them into a state of panic. The world feels hostile, unmanageable. As society pushes for connection, the overstimulated retreat, they become outsiders, trapped in a cycle of avoidance. The more they withdraw, the more they question their place in a world that demands engagement. The future looms ominously. Will they ever find solace, or will isolation become their only refuge? Tribalism and social identity. People who hate crowded places are often seen as outliers, but they're not. They're rejecting a toxic norm. Society demands participation, but for many, that participation feels suffocating. The pressure to conform clashes violently with the need for personal space. This isn't just discomfort, it's a primal instinct for survival. In a crowd, identity dissolves. Individuality is swallowed by the mass. Those who flee these environments are not merely avoiding chaos, they're resisting a collective identity that doesn't fit. They're aware of the overstimulation, the anxiety that creeps in when surrounded by strangers. But what happens when this aversion becomes a defining trait? When the need for solitude morphs into a rejection of connection? The threat looms larger. Isolation becomes identity. You're either part of the crowd or you're not. And if you choose solitude, what does that say about you? Are you truly free, or just trapped in a different cage? Locus of control, who's driving the experience? You think you're in control at social events? Think again. The pressure to conform looms large. External expectations suffocate your internal desires. You're surrounded by people, yet you feel utterly alone. The noise, the chaos, it's overwhelming. You're not just avoiding crowds. You're resisting a tidal wave of social norms that dictate how you should feel. Every forced smile, every polite nod, chips away at your sense of self. You're trapped in a game where the rules are set by others. What happens when the weight of their expectations crushes your will? You might find yourself retreating further into isolation, but that's not freedom. It's a prison of your own making, and the walls are closing in. Are you really in control, or are you just another pawn in a game you never wanted to play? The truth is, the more you resist, the tighter the grip becomes. The future, it's a suffocating silence, and it's coming for you. The burden of social expectations. Society demands participation in rituals, but what if you don't want to? The pressure to conform to crowded gatherings suffocates individuality. Traditions, like the Super Bowl, become chains, binding you to an experience that feels foreign. You're expected to cheer, to engage, to lose yourself in the frenzy. But inside a storm brews, you're not indifferent, you're repulsed. The noise, the chaos, the forced smiles, each element amplifies your isolation. You're trapped between societal norms and your own discomfort, a battlefield of identity. As the crowd roars, you realize the stakes. To reject the crowd is to reject acceptance. What does that make you? An outsider? A misfit? The truth looms. The more you resist, the more you're pushed away. The future is clear. Embracing solitude may lead to deeper alienation. Are you prepared to face that darkness? Navigating uncertainty in crowded spaces? Crowded places suffocate. The chaos, the noise, the unpredictability, it's a breeding ground for anxiety. For some, the thrill of spontaneity is intoxicating. For others, it's a nightmare. The emotional toll of uncertainty gnaws at the edges of sanity. Each unexpected movement, each loud laugh, feels like a personal attack. The discomfort escalates, the heart races, the mind spirals. It's not just about avoiding crowds, it's about the fear of losing control. The very essence of identity is challenged. Are you the one who thrives in chaos, or the one who crumbles? As the pressure mounts, the stakes rise. The world outside becomes a battleground of social expectations. The choice is stark: embrace the chaos and risk everything, or retreat into isolation, where the only certainty is loneliness. The future looms ominously. Will you confront the crowd, or will the crowd consume you? The silent struggle of the highly sensitive individuals are trapped in a relentless storm of stimuli. Crowded places suffocate them, drowning their senses in chaos. The noise, the movement, the overwhelming energy, it's a battleground where their minds scream for escape. They don't just dislike crowds, they feel hunted by them. Every jarring sound, every brush against their skin, amplifies their anxiety. It's not a choice, it's a survival instinct. They navigate through the throngs, each step heavy with dread, while others revel in the chaos. The internal conflict intensifies. They question their place in a world that prizes extroversion and social engagement. As they retreat into solitude, the fear looms larger. Will they ever fit in? Or are they destined to remain outsiders, forever haunted by the very spaces that suffocate their spirit? The future feels bleak, a constant reminder that the world is designed for the unburdened, leaving them in the shadows of their own sensitivity, the misunderstood preference. Disliking crowded places isn't a mere quirk, it's a rejection of societal norms. People who shun the masses are often labeled as antisocial, but that label masks a deeper truth. They feel the weight of overstimulation, the suffocating pressure of conformity. While others revel in chaos, they retreat, seeking solace in solitude. This isn't just preference, it's a survival instinct, a battle against an overwhelming tide. The world pushes for connection, for shared experiences, yet those who resist feel the sting of isolation. They grapple with an identity shaped by rejection, constantly questioning their place in a society that demands participation. The stakes rise as they confront the reality that their aversion may lead to deeper alienation. What happens when the crowd becomes a prison? The fear of being misunderstood looms large. In a world that thrives on collective experiences, can you truly afford to stand apart? The emotional disconnect, isolation, festers in crowded spaces. The noise, the chaos, the overwhelming presence of others, it's suffocating. Society demands connection, but for many, it feels like a cruel joke. They stand on the outside, watching, feeling the weight of expectations crushing them. This dissonance creates a chasm. While others thrive in the frenzy, some recoil, trapped in a cycle of anxiety and discomfort. They are labeled antisocial, but the truth is darker. It's not about rejection, it's about survival. Each encounter feels like a battle, each forced smile, a mask hiding the turmoil within. The pressure mounts, the more they resist, the more society pushes them to conform. But what happens when the isolation deepens, when the urge to escape becomes unbearable? The threat looms larger. The world outside continues to spin, while they remain frozen, caught between who they are and who they're expected to be. The question lingers, will they ever truly belong? Crowds are a trap. You feel it, don't you? The suffocating weight of bodies pressing in, the noise clawing at your sanity. For those who hate crowded places, every moment is a battle against an unseen enemy. The overstimulation, the chaos, it's not just discomfort, it's a visceral threat. You're not just avoiding crowds, you're escaping a primal fear of losing control. But what if that fear reveals something darker? A deep-seated need for isolation, a rejection of the collective experience that defines others? As the world celebrates togetherness, you stand apart, grappling with an identity that feels increasingly alien. The more you withdraw, the more you question your own sanity. Are you the sane one, or are you the outlier? The future looms. Each crowded event only deepens your isolation, pushing you toward a choice: embrace the chaos or succumb to the fear. The more you resist, the closer you get to becoming the very thing you despise.